Is that how Al feels now? How is it that this man can almost die, but still find time to laugh on his porch and joke about black people getting sunburned or not? This episode here, let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my Atlanta Season 4, Episode 9 recap and review titled Andrew Wyeth, Alfred's World. An observation on how people are always making Paperboy go through something. Guys, I just want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap. I'm going to spoil it up, down, left, right, in, and out, as if you've already seen it. That is your warning. And guys, if you happen to like the video, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Really trying to get that 50K subscribers as fast as I possibly can. But man, what did y'all think about this episode? Last week, we got the goof who sat by the door, which I was tricked. I was bamboozled. I was really confused. I thought it was real, but it ended up being fake. But now we have an episode focused on Al, focused on Paperboy. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if it was a bit underwhelming and you thought with the second to last episode before the season is over forever, if you thought it should have hit harder. I am on the fence. I loved it, but also wanted a bit more. But let's get into these comments and talk about it. And we got the conclusion, I'm assuming, of Vanessa and Ern a couple of episodes ago when they were going on a camping trip with Lottie. So is this the way that Al is going to go out? Are we going to see him in the final episode, or is this it? Is he chilling in his lovely rural land in Atlanta on a farm with weed plants fighting hogs? I don't know. But one of the things that I took away from this episode is that no matter where you go, no matter where you hide, you cannot escape your issues. You cannot escape your problems. No matter where you decide to lay your head, there's always going to be a storm brewing around the corner. And I think that's the perfect depiction that we got in this episode with Al. So the title of this episode, Andrew Wyeth and Alfred's World, does have significant meaning, and I will talk about that a little bit later in this recap. But it is interesting to me the way we're picking up with Paperboy at the beginning of this episode, with him being in the middle of nowhere, not trying to be seen by anyone. Even his childhood friend, Ern, his manager, his dog was supposed to be. He is ignoring those calls, and he is in the middle of the wild shooting at trees, trying to get his bullseye on. I mean, this man is out there, and I am not mad at him. He got his goggles on, he got his ear protection on, and he seems like he is being safe, but danger cannot escape this man. And why is he ignoring calls from Ern? I just don't understand. He just wants some peace and quiet, or not really peace and quiet, because he is firing a gun, he is firing a weapon. And his shot is not the greatest. Prior to him letting loose with this assault rifle here, you know, he almost hit the center bullseye, but now he just kind of letting loose and letting out a bunch of frustration. And what's interesting to me is it seems like this is his place of residence now, that he just wants to be away from everybody. And I remember myself saying a long time ago when I was in college that, oh, I'm either going to live in the city or I'm going to live in the suburbs. I don't think I can ever live in rural land or in the countryside. That's just too spooky. That's just too scary. I would never do that in a million years. Now we have 10 or 15 years later, and in my life, I feel the exact opposite of that. I would love to still live in the city or the suburbs, but I am now completely open to living in the countryside, away from everybody else. I don't want to be bothered. I don't got to bother nobody. I can just chill and, you know, get my chill on. And that's the same thing that we're getting right here with Al, and I do appreciate that. One is my mind changed, and his did too. I'm not saying that he thought at one point in time earlier in Atlanta that he was like, man, I never want to live in the country. Maybe he said that in the previous episode sometime. I don't remember, but he did want that lifestyle of a rapper, and he got it to a degree, and I guess it just wasn't fulfilling for him, or he wanted other options, and so now he is out here in the middle of nowhere. And the episode does start off with Al listening to Mystical, and I was thinking to myself, okay, where all the other music come from? We got Ray Charles at the end, and we're going to be talking about that. And Ray Charles was born in Georgia, not Atlanta, Georgia, but Albany, Georgia. But also in the middle of the episode, we got got a song by Outkast called Rollin', and of course they are from Atlanta. And I was like, okay, hey, those two artists are from Georgia. Is Mystical from Georgia too? No, he is not. He is from Atlanta. And I kind of thought they was doing a thing to where, hey, all the music is going to be coming from Atlanta or Georgia, but that's not the case. And I was like, hey, why are they playing a Mystical song titled Braids? And it dawned on me, I forgot. Me and Donald Glover did have a conversation a number of months ago. I have braids right now, and we talked before I even got the braids, kind of like a look into the future thing. And so he got the idea from me. And so if you like that idea of Mystical singing braids at the beginning of the song, thank yours truly, right here, braids. That is the connection. Wow, I know I just flipped your mind upside down. I'm just serious. But I don't know why he wanted to choose Mystical at the beginning of this episode. You guys let me know. But hey, now this man has found a tractor, and he is like, you know what? I want to do it myself. I don't want to get any help from anybody except for YouTube. And I want to see if I can put this together. And I don't blame Al for that. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not just excited to go and flip the hood of old tractor trailers and see if I can get it starting. But I think that if I was in this man's position too, out in the middle of nowhere, just chilling, I would probably want to take a swing at it. I remember a number of years ago on my 2003 Toyota Camry, my starter died. I didn't want to go take it fixed. I looked up on YouTube and figured out how to change my starter. And gosh darn it, it worked. It took me like 8 or 9 hours, but I figured it out, man, and I felt empowered. Ugh. It's not that big a deal, but I still feel good. But I'm not mad at your boy, man. He is trying to chill out here, and he got his marijuana plants growing, his cannabis, and ain't nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, he is just chilling like a villain, and I'm loving every moment of it. Except for this part right here where he looks and there's a hole at the bottom of the door, and I'm thinking, man, what kind of small critter is strong enough to do that, but small enough as well? And of course, we're going to figure it out. And he goes to the local convenience store. And as he's looking around, he is reading the room and says, hey, I don't think I'm in Kansas anymore. I think I am in a bad part of town to where people don't look like me and want to shoot me for no damn reason. But guys, guess who we have right here? We have Mr. Clyde with his passive-aggressive customer service talking about, hey, bud, did you find everything you're looking for? No, I did not. I'm looking for cast iron skillets. Well, did you see it on the shelf? No, bitch, I did not see it, and I would have said something if I did. But guys, if you did not know, if you were not aware, this actor has popped up before on recent television, and he goes by the name of Stephen Coulter. And I was like, I know this man. He has popped up somewhere, and yes, he was on the Disney Plus She-Hulk show, Attorney at Law, as one of the attorneys, and he was quite funny, and I did recognize him instantly. I knew I had seen him somewhere before. Let me know in the comment section if you recognized him too, because I liked him in She-Hulk, but I did not like him in this show. I thought he was a butt-faced turd. But anyway, Al is able to read the room, and he says, hey, oh, you don't have cast iron skillets? I can just order one for you. It'll take a few weeks. And he thinks that Al is just going to do it on Amazon, which he is. But see, you know what? Let me tread softly. Let me tread lightly. I don't want these people to blow my freaking head off. And I like the observation there. That is smart. Everybody should be thinking that way. It's the only way to stay alive, in my opinion. But he is really doing the DIY, do it yourself. And I love it, man. He got his cardboard out there. He got the jack up. And old dude is like, hey, man, be careful. I forgot exactly what he said. They'll roll over you. They are not loyal like these hoes. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful. I'm serious. I lost 2 uncles this way. And this dude snaps like, wait a minute. This could happen to me. And man, he literally escapes death by like 10 or 15 seconds. This is crazy right here. Just kind of forewarning. Why is something always happening to Paperboy, to Al? Why is he always dying or about to die? He's always being chased around somewhere. In season 3, he was drugged and he didn't know who owned his masters. In season 4, we got the Crank That Killer, people in his house, people trying to shoot at him in the mall. There's probably been other episodes too that I can't remember off the top of my head where Al almost died. Why can't this man just chill and relax? Why does he have the demon of death always hovering over his head? It is making me scared. However, I'm not mad at your boy. If he's gonna be living in the middle of nowhere, he does need to have his protection, and he does have that with his gun, his pistol, his assault rifle, his flashlight. But he just a little bit too careful for me. I would have had that thing up and ready, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh God, Yeah, this is my little Call of Duty pose right here, 007 back on N64. I would have been like that, but he kind of too nonchalant for me. You living out in the middle of nowhere, man. You got to have that gun up. You got to have that gun up. But what in the world would want to come after his marijuana plants? I would be pissed as hell. But then he steps in the doo-doo with the Gucci sandals. Why do you have those on anyway? It doesn't make sense, but he like, okay, hey, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I got to blah, blah, blah. But he steps in crap. He steps in boo-boo with the sandals on. My dude, you should have had on some better protection. But that sucks, man. How somebody gonna come and rob your spot and then take a crap on the floor for you to clean it up behind? That's just a double slap in the face. But that's what Al is learning that he's gonna have to deal with. And, you know, he takes those pictures and the next day asking this man, hey, did you pick it up? Was it hard, wet, or soft? Why would I do that? Why would I pick up the, like, I just wouldn't do that. But in my opinion, Al was being really disrespectful right here. Like, you're coming to this man asking for his help and you being mad and snappy at him. He's just trying to help you out and you lying, talking about you going corn and all of this and you want some animal repellent and hog repellent. And old dude is trying to tell you, hey, bro, you're going to die. You know, you got to be careful. You got to shoot it. You know, these animals do not deserve any sympathy. Set a trap. And when they come, don't let off that trigger until they stop moving. And when they stop moving, walk up to it and put one in the head. And this dude laughing, thinking it's a joke, talking about bedtime story animals and stuff. Bro, okay, that's why your ass almost died later on. You should have took Clyde's help. But hey, it is what it is, Al. It is what it is. You're going to learn. You're going to learn. You're going to learn. But what he did learn is how he changed the oil. And guys, this is so damn gross right here. When he pulled out the rat, I don't know what the hell is wrong with Al. I would have easily taken my time the next day and pull that rat out. I would have had some gloves. I would have had a napkin, a shirt, or something. Ain't no way in hell I would have tried to rip this out. No, no. Mother F no. Are you serious? You can call me a wimpy, whiny, girly girl. I don't give a damn. Ain't no way in hell I would have touched that. That would have been, oh, okay, we done for the day? Or no. I wouldn't have been touching this thing. I mean, can you imagine? I thought they was going to break in half. Oh, God, that would have been awful. That would have been awful. But he got it out of there, man. He got it out of there. And he is putting this board up, trying to do his thing, trying to build that fortress. And I'm not mad at him. But it didn't work. The feral hogs did steal his marijuana plant. And he is stuck without a luck. And it sucks. But what's up with these chickens here? Does that have any significance as well? If they don't eat within 36 hours, they're going to starve and die as they're jumping to their death. I don't know if that has anything to do with Al. I was trying to think, but maybe you guys can help me out with that respectfully in the comment section. But I was kind of confused with the tie-in, and maybe it has no tie-in at all. But guys, after all that hard work, Al finally gets an erection. I'm just playing. He finally does get the tractor started, and he is happy. He is happy. He is screaming, yes, I did it, rolling around. And guys, I would have felt good too. I would have been like screaming like, hell yeah, I did that. That's what's up. You know, I've never tried to start a tractor or an abandoned car that's just been out there from scratch or whatever. And so I can imagine that you're going to feel good about that. But unfortunately, as this man is taking his victory lap, he is not paying attention and damn near flips this tractor over before he flips it on himself. Now look at this, guys. We got some landscape right here. Al is looking off into the distance. It's a lake. It's a house on the other side. And it's so far away. That's going to come back with the title of this episode. But this dude here almost died. And the tractor flips nearly on top of him. And I was saying to myself, what the hell? How did we get here? Is this man really about to die? But luckily he doesn't. And I was just like, okay, this cannot be good. I thought his foot was broken, y'all. And I was cringing. This was so uncomfortable to watch. And to see how much pain and agony he was in. This was horrible. Like, I felt so sorry for him. I'm like, no, poor Al, please come back to us, sir. And look, his foot, I thought his foot was broken. Let me take myself away so y'all can see that. I thought his foot was broken, man. I didn't think he was going to make it. I was just like, oh my God, where's the cell phone at? Did the battery die? He don't got no juice. Now guys, look at this right here. Look at this right here. We have another wide shot of landscape with trees and water and Al over there struggling about to kill himself. What does it all mean? What does it all mean? He is trying to get his meditation on right there. And when we go back to the title of the episode, titled Andrew Wyeth and Alfred's World, what that is relating to is this right here. Andrew Wyeth was a painter that was born in 1917, American visual artist, primarily a realist painter working predominantly in a religious style. He was one of the best known U.S. artists of the middle 20th century, and his art Wyeth's favorite subjects were the land and people around him, both in his hometown of Chaddsford, Pennsylvania, and his summer home in Cushing, Maine. Wyeth often said, "I paint my life. I paint my life. I paint my life." And that is relating to Al here, in my opinion, of him trying to paint his life, him trying to create his own little place of seclusion to where he can escape from everything else. And you see him really struggling, trying to catch his breath and not kill himself, as he's again in a wide shot of him, a one person in land with a house far, far away. This also has to do with one of Mr. Wyeth's paintings as well, called Christina's World. This episode is called Alfred's World, but one of Alfred Wyeth's most famous paintings is a painting called Christina's World, and here it is right here. And look, doesn't this painting right here look similar to the position that Al is in right now? I think so. I think it matches up quite nice, in my opinion. What do you guys think of that? But Christina's World is a 1948 painting by American painter Andrew Wyeth, and one of the best known American paintings in the mid-20th century. It was a temporal work done in a realist style, depicting a woman semi-reclining on the ground in a treeless, most tawny lawn field, looking up at a gray house on the horizon. And that is the exact position that our boy Al is in right now. So we got Alfred's World right here, and then we also have Christina's World right here. And so that is the makeup. And if you just want to read further about Christina's World, she was born with some type of muscular disorder that she was not able to walk because of that. And Alfred was looking at her through a window in his house, and that's kind of how he was inspired. And so that's just the relationship right there. And they, I guess, really went deep, or somebody on the production team of this show, Atlanta, is a really big fan of Alfred Wyeth. But I just found that really interesting right there. I mean, the help is right there, but it's still so far away, you know. And I don't know, that can be a reflection on life as well. You guys let me know what you think. But this dude is struggling, man, struggling. And the Amazon driver comes. Now, the first time I saw that, I thought that he was trying to crawl to the other house, but no, he's crawling back to his house, because that's when, you know, he gets back home and he sees the cast iron skillet. But man, your boy Clyde was telling the truth about these bedtime story animals, these feral hogs. And I just thought that I was like, okay, he's imagined things. These things are not real. But when he started making noise, the hog, and started chasing him, I was like, okay, it's still not real. He's dreaming. As soon as the hog attacks, he's going to wake up from his nightmare, from his dream. No, these things are out here squabbling on the porch for real, fighting for each other's lives. And I felt so sorry for him, because he was losing at first. But when Al said, "Get off me," I was like, okay, he is really coming through. And I didn't think that Al, even as big as Al is, as Paperboy is, I didn't think he was strong enough to fight a hog, but damn, he was fighting for his life for real. And at first I was like, no, as soon as he saw the hog, I was like, bro, you got that cast iron skillet right there. Pick that thing up and get ready to go to Bat-Town. You know what I'm saying? But no, he picked it up afterwards and hit him with that 22-piece combo. Yes. And I counted, he hit that thing 22 times. This dude, Al, is crazy. And I'm thinking to myself right now, my goodness gracious, Al is that dude right there. He in the middle of the woods, got his pistol, got his guns, he got his marijuana plant. He is up here putting tractor trailers back together from scratch. He almost escaped death, and he also fighting hogs. Yes. I cannot imagine the blood that is flowing through his veins right now. I know that it is on fire. Yes, yes, yes. And look at his face like, oh my God, Brandon, stop celebrating. I ain't caught my breath yet. But this is crazy right here, man. This is crazy. But he goes into the house. And another thing is, I forgot to talk about his shirt that he had on, been hustling. Yeah, he has been hustling. He has been working very hard this whole series. But why do you go back in the house and you do not call 911? You do not tell Al what is going on. You just still sitting there chilling. I'm just like, man, you tripping. But hey, it is what it is. I guess that's the way he wants to cope with himself. But he talks to him tomorrow. That's what he says. He's making bacon. He got Whistly on the porch. And they have a video call, and they're joking about black people being sunburned. And I'm saying to myself, okay, dude, I know you done called somebody and went to the hospital, but he does have a cane, he does have a wrap, and he does have an ice pack. So I'm assuming that he did all this in one day. I don't know why you wouldn't want to tell nobody. That's just kind of silly to me, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe he still feels empowered with that fiery blood going through his veins because he didn't escape death so many times. But it's just so interesting to me that Ern just says, hey, you got to be careful, man. You out in the middle of nowhere. You can fall head first on a rake and nobody finds you for a couple of weeks. And this is like nearly exactly what happened to him in this near-death experience. And I'm just like, wow, that's just crazy as hell right there. But it is funny. But they still make time to joke about black people getting sunburned. And as they're making that joke, and as the episode is clearing out, we have the music from Mr. Ray Charles talking about, don't let the sun catch you crying. And they were just talking about the sun. And I just kind of like how that tied in as well. But again, this dude, he did not like the life he was living or just one of the options, as Ern said. And he's trying new things, but no matter where he goes, trouble does find him. And that kind of sucks, that reality, you know? Like, I can't remember, I was a young teenager, but my dad, I was sitting talking to my dad once, and he was just talking about stress. He was like, Brandon, stress never goes away. It never goes away. Once you get this done, something is right there behind it in line to stress you out some more. It never goes away. You just have to try to learn to adapt and, you know, put yourself in a position to where you can deal with it in the best way. And that's what Al is doing right here to a degree, trying to deal with it in the best way, whether it's the city, the suburbs, or the country. You know, you're still going to deal with it. You're still going to have your problems. And yeah, I mean, that's just really important to me. And so you guys let me know what you think about that right there. But it was another fun episode. It wasn't as good, as impactful as the last episode. I don't know necessarily how I feel about it all the way until we see episode 10, because, I mean, if this is it, I mean, I still want more. You know, I want to see these characters interact with each other as much as possible, not just by themselves. Yes, Al was interacting with Ern just a little bit here, but, you know, I still want more. I mean, the last episode, is it only going to focus on Darius, or are we going to get the gang? I mean, I kind of want a Darius-centric episode as well, but I want to see everybody else too. I just wish that the show wasn't ending, because I really am enjoying it. But guys, that is just my opinion, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, helping me reach my next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. And if this is your first time here, if you do subscribe to my channel, you're going to get movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, series reviews, a weekly movie news roundup show, and me discussing TV shows that are streaming right now on television, which is Atlanta, Love is Blind. Also have some trailer reactions as well. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon K. and that's just my opinion. Peace.